Hi, everyone. Okay. Make sure we're on. Do not disturb. Okay. All right. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello on this warm Monday afternoon. I have to say so I don't forget to say, I am not here next week. I might be here for meditation next Thursday, but I'm out of town Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I get back on Tuesday. So possibly Thursday night for meditation. Right now, I'm a little up in the air. So we will. Hi, Jason. Um, we will see how that goes. So for the moment, it's new moon. We're like minutes in. If you're in the east coast of the United States, then of the northern hemisphere, something. It is the new moon was about 2 hours ago. So officially, so we're like minutes into the new moon, and this is the new moon in Cancer. This is uh, the moon child. This is a lot of feminine energy goes along with Cancer. This is a time to get grounded and centered into, hi Sophia, welcome, into your home life, and look at what things could be improved in home life. We are still in the Venus retrograde, I believe. I believe we're still in the Venus retrograde, which was all about relationships and communication, things like that. So this is the time to check in with yourself, check in with your relationships and what's going on in your household, whether you live by yourself, whether you live with others, whether you have a family that you're sharing a domicile with. It's a really important time to look at, hey, what are you growing about? So I've got my dog in the drawer. So this is a really important time to check in with, how does that feel at home? And this is also about the divine feminine. So this is a great opportunity. Hey, Allie. This is a great opportunity to check in with your divine feminine, your feminine energy. Now, I want to come back to that because I think it's really, really important. And I think there's a lot of miscommunications or misunderstandings about feminine energy. So Sophia needs to hear from your loved one. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, we're sending you so much love and so much prayers for healing, Sophia Jane. In this Monday, our format is channeled information, what's going on in the solar system, channeled information from spirit. We do a collective card reading, and then at the end we do individual card readings. So hang in there with me. I don't do a ton of mediumship here, but if you want to message me, I would be so honored to set up something for you. But the Mondays, hang in with me. We'll do individual cards at the end, and then hopefully we can get some communication or some kind of a message for you from that. Okay, so I want to talk about this divine energy. It's been really sitting on me. It has really been, they have been really pushing this into my throat. They have been pushing it into my stomach. They've been pushing it out my mouth. So here's the thing. Happy birthday, Belinda. Here's the thing about divine feminine energy, especially as women in so many cultures, including, here in the United States, in so many cultures, we are, women should be seen and not heard. And I know that that is an old, outdated, and constantly banged up against, ideology. And we are fighting against that every single day, to be equality and to, be seen as equals and treated as equals and have the same rights and all of those things as anybody else. But here's the thing, even if we had equal rights, even if women were seen politically, socioeconomically, everything, paid equally, all the things, as everybody else, there's still a piece of women's makeup that has us naturally wired and in our cellular memory to be the caretakers, which is not to say men and others are not great caretakers, but there's something about that that often puts us in the position of taking on the responsibilities for others that maybe are not our responsibilities to take on, and at the same time putting us in the position to put our needs not first, to put our needs not first. And so I feel like it's really important, hi Suzanne, that we take time to remember that we are equal, that we have every right to say what we need, and that even when that's hard, we can plant our feet, take a deep breath, and say what we need without having to be rude or negative about it. So I had this the situation that just came up with people that I love and care about. And because of some confusion in that, there was conversations, and then there were missed conversations. There were repeated conversations, things that were being misinterpreted. And it was really a moment where I had to plant my feet, take a deep breath, and it wasn't about being right, but it was about saying what I needed. So that takes a lot of energy for a lot of people, and especially women. So as we are in this time, literally right this minute of the new moon in Cancer, Cancer really taps into our divine feminine energy. And so I want to share this with you because I was able to take some time to gather my thoughts and to say what it was that I felt like I needed to say in the situation. And sometimes when we're like behind a keyboard, we can be like, you know, and never wanting to be like that. And oh, Ruth Jessamine, look, you're here. And as soon as you start commenting, we're going to ban you. So my assumption, my apologies if I jump the gun on that, but it sounds like, Ruth, I do apologize if you are not a spammer, but if you're a spammer, we're going to ban you right away. And there you are, spammer, banned, banned. See you, bye. Oh my goodness, they're all so dumb. Sorry, they just all do the exact same thing. Hi, Jim. They all just do the exact same thing. It's just like the dumbest thing. All right. So hi, Beth. Hi, Beth. Oh, and Jim, I didn't even see you come in. Hello. Hi. All right. So, sorry. Going back to, we have Zippo tolerance. I know we have a bunch of new people here today. We have zero tolerance for spammers, like zero. So as soon as a spammer comes in, it's like we can just sniff them. And as soon as a spammer comes in, we just ban them from the page. And also please know, especially since several of you are new today, yay, that when we finish, we will lock down the comments. So that you, that's why I do try to say your names so that you can comment. But we do lock down the comments so the spammers can't come in and harass you all afterwards. So my apologies for that. Okay, so I want to go back to talking about the divine feminine and Cancer. It's not easy for us a lot of times to say what we need or what we want, and we can take a breath and think about what it is that needs to be said in that situation. And sometimes it's easier to write it out so that we can kind of organize our thoughts, whatever works for you. But understand that we can stand for ourselves and say what we need without being rude or aggressive, but we also can say no as a complete sentence. And I think that's one of those things we want to remind ourselves of a lot. No is a complete sentence. So for us to be able to say, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. And here's me working on me, okay, to really try not to say I'm sorry. And so what I said in the time was to be able to say, I'm sorry for that inconvenience. Divine Lynn, we're going to ban you, so just go now because, we're banning you. Goodbye. Banned. See you, bye. Bye. So to be able to say that I wasn't sorry for how I felt. I wasn't sorry for what I needed to say, but I wanted to make sure to be kind about it, and at the same time to be able to say what I felt like needed to be brought to the conversation. Hi, Islin. So it's important for us to remember that we have the strength to tap into divine feminine energy, not just in the new moon in Cancer, but we can tap into Mother Earth energy. We can tap into that divine feminine energy anytime and just ground ourselves. We put our feet flat on the floor. If you can get them out in the grass, or the sand, something like that is really, really helpful. Taking a walk before you maybe send that email or whatnot. But it was important to be able to gather your thoughts and remember what is the most important message that needs to be said here. So for me, the message was, this is what the contract was. This was the agreement. This is where it's veered off course. This is a proposed idea to fix it. What are your thoughts? Okay. And to make sure that we came to, and they had another idea of how to fix it. And that was perfectly acceptable to me. I did not say only my way, only my idea is the only one. I said, this is a proposed idea to fix the situation. And then, not even 24 hours later, the situation is fixed. Okay. So it doesn't have to be rude. It doesn't have to be aggressive. Sometimes when we're standing up for ourselves, we feel like we have to really say what I mean to say. And it doesn't have to be like that. We can come from kindness. We can come from compassion. But that doesn't mean weakness. We don't have to come from a place of weakness in order to come from a place of compassion. So to be able to say, I really care about this human being. I really care about this situation, to be getting it resolved in the most peaceful and successful way for everyone. So I don't need to be aggressive or mean to that person or to that situation, but to definitely stand on my feet and say, okay, no, this is what we discussed. This is what was agreed upon. This is what we need to do to go forward to fix it. And then to be able to say, no, that doesn't work for me, or yes, that does work for me. And we want to be really conscious of those places where we say, I'm sorry. And so the place where I said I was sorry was, I was sorry for the miscommunication. I was sorry for the inconvenience, but I was not sorry, and I didn't say this part, but I did not say sorry for saying my piece or standing up for, what this is what we need to do. Okay, so we can apologize and say, and it doesn't, let me say this, I hear this. Let me say this. We get a lot of gunk that gets tied up in apologizing. And one of the big things that's going on in the universe right now is about forgiveness. This is why all this is coming up. Apologizing doesn't mean you were wrong. Okay? It doesn't mean you were wrong. Okay? There was a miscommunication. Somebody sent some information to me. I never even looked at it. And okay, that's my fault. I dropped the ball. I could be sorry for not looking at the information. But when the details were brought together of how we were going to go forward, that wasn't what we agreed to. So I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I'm sorry that there is a miscommunication. Not necessarily that I miscommunicated, but I'm sorry that there is a miscommunication. And to be able to state an option for how we can go forward, but while being open for other options, treating the other person with compassion, treating the other person with love and kindness. And just in case if anybody is wondering, this is a very family affair. This was with my own family. This was not having to do with anybody else. So just in case anybody was like, what's she talking about? This was very much about my some situations within my internal family. So words are important and powerful. Beth, you're absolutely right. Tone is very important and powerful. I was trying to work this all out with my mom, and she is yelling at me. And it's not that she's yelling at me, but she was talking loudly because she was in the car. It was loud where she was. And sometimes when we raise our voices, we don't realize that it comes across as yelling even if we're not yelling. And I pointed it out to her because literally yesterday I did the exact same thing because it was loud, it was hard to hear, and she's like, stop yelling at me. And I'm like, I'm not yelling at you. I'm speaking loudly so that we can hear each other. And so when I pointed it out to her today, she's like, oh, I get that. Okay. And so it's not, the words are very important, but how we deliver them is really important as well, because when we say something, we want to make sure that we are not saying it like, I'm sorry because there was a miscommunication and, I just, no. Put your back straight, put your head up, right? We don't collapse ourselves. We bring our shoulders back and we just own it. And that's not easy. As for a lot of people, owning it is not easy, okay? But we stand in our own selves, and we get it handled, and we move on, and we do it in a clear, concise, not unfeeling, but not aggressive way. And we want to be super careful about the words have energy. The words are powerful. And remembering that we have this little thing in the back of our head, the hippocampus, that everything that you say comes out your mouth, your ears hear it, and the hippocampus records it. The hippocampus says, oh, I'm going to be sorry, and I'm going to be wishy-washy, and I'm going to, okay, then that's how we're going to be. We say, no, that's not how I want to be. So we're going to, stand up. We're going to open our heart. We're going to open up our throat chakra, and we're going to speak kindly, but clearly and firmly about the things that whatever we're trying to handle. Oh, Angel Healing, you're a spammer. We're banning you. Bye. Banned from page. See you, bye. Boy, we're popular today. We're all popular today. Dubious honor, I guess. Okay, so I really want to make sure we are staying focused on this part about apologizing, because I feel like so many times we say sorry. Hey, shush. We say sorry. No, there's nothing. Okay. So this is Bo, the barker, causing all that ruckus. And then the big dog, who's 80 pounds and down here, and he starts coming in going, what's going on? So you go sit down, go sit down, go sit down. Good boy, go sit down. So I want to be really cognizant of this part about apology, that when we say sorry, if we're wrong, own it. Say I'm sorry. And compassionately, caringly, genuinely. If I'm wrong, I absolutely will say I'm sorry. It's not pleasant, it's not fun, but I absolutely will say, Belinda says hi. We'll say I'm sorry. Sometimes in a situation, there isn't a wrong. There isn't a reason that someone has to be wrong. So in trying to work out with my mom who was yelling, it was like, okay, we don't have to, I'm sorry that you are upset, or I'm sorry that, we came out, there wasn't about wrong. It was just about compassion and caring. And sometimes we apologize just to show the other person that we care. So I say sorry to my mom because she felt like I was yelling at her. She said sorry to me for the exact same thing. There wasn't oh, I'm right, you're wrong. It wasn't about that. And so I want to alleviate some of the gunk that gets hanging like slime that just hangs on apology. And so many people are like, well, I don't apologize. That's weakness. Nonsense. Apology is strength. Apology is compassion. And sometimes we apologize not because we're wrong, but because we want to move the situation forward and because we're making smooth. It is not necessarily an admission of guilt. And so for this, I said, I'm sorry that there was a miscommunication. I'm sorry that something fell through the cracks. Here's how we can go forward to fix it. I'm apologizing for the situation, not necessarily my part in it. My part in it may not have been right or wrong, and that is not necessarily relevant to how we can go forward. And so owning, okay, and for some of you who know or don't know that I was included in a book called Own Your Awesome, this is part of that. Owning your shit, owning your awesome. Standing for yourself, holding your back straight, neck up, shoulders back, and just saying what you need to say clearly, compassionately. Doesn't have to be aggressive, doesn't have to be mean, doesn't have to be curt. Okay? I'm sorry that this is the situation. Here's how we can go forward, and I look forward to working it out. Okay? We're still showing caring, but we're not showing weakness. We're not being over aggressive, and we're also not laying down to be trampled over. And so these things are really important, especially this new moon, where it's all about the strength of the divine feminine, finding that strength, tapping into the strength of us in the divine feminine, because we are connected to the divine feminine. We are the divine feminine. We are the embodiment of the divine feminine. The divine feminine comes out with all her little tendrils and inhabits all of our bodies and helps us to stand firm in the world. Tapping into the divine feminine is our choice. It's our birthright. Hi, Jamie. So tapping into the divine feminine is part of our legacy. It's part of our birthright. Okay, so I really want to talk about that. And I want to bring this back around to home life, okay? Because so often the feminine energy is what holds a household together. Now, you may have just you in your household, you may have a partner, you may have a family, you may have fur babies, you may have a roommate, but very often there is one energy, that feminine divine energy, that is holding the household together. And so all of this ties in for you to be able to create peace and harmony in your household. It is not your responsibility to, there's a saying that I would, when my kids were young, we would say, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And there's truth in that when you are raising small children. True. However, it's not my responsibility as the mother, and now my kids are in their 20s now, it's not my responsibility to make everybody else happy, but it is my responsibility to create peace in my world so that my household, to the level that I can affect it, if my son comes home from work and he's pissed as shit, there's not a lot I can do other than just listen, be compassionate, offer him a strong cocktail, and be supportive. And that helps to bring his energy down, calms him down, and to be able to, he lives in his own apartment now, but, we have a responsibility, male or female. Oh, Addie Cooley, we are going to ban you because you are a spammer. Bye. Okay, so we do have a responsibility for our energy and a responsibility for the energy around us. So it isn't so much, ain't mama, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. But it is tapping into that divine energy to say, I am responsible for my energy. And sometimes it's good, it's bad. We have the choice to stay. Yesterday was a hard day, energetically speaking. We had a memorial service in the morning. We had some other things that were going on. There was a lot of drama in the day. And my younger son was with me. He's also very empathic. And he was hanging out. And he was just like, okay, look, I'm here to give support. And I love that. I mean, how wonderful. Because he is empathic. He understood. But it's my choice to say, okay, how can I manage this energy? So once I got my feet back under me, to be able to say, okay, I need to shake some of this off. I took my dogs for a walk, got outside in the air. So we can choose how to stay in the energy or not stay in the energy. But at the same time, it's our responsibility to the best of our ability, because let me be very clear, when I was dealing with the depths of depression, sometimes you don't have the ability, and Belinda's right, trying to make everybody happy is totally exhausting, but trying to make everybody else happy is not our job. We are responsible for our energy to the best of our ability, and then we can be the caretaker, thank you, then we are the caretaker of the energy that's around us. It is not my job to make everybody happy around me. I am responsible for my energy to the best of my ability so that when people come into my energy, hopefully they leave better. That's always my goal. That's my personal goal. If you come into my house and something is off, or you're bringing energy that's off, we may have a shorter visit, right? We may I gotta go. Something's come up. I gotta call my dad, something. And we may have a shorter visit because it is my responsibility to guard my own energy and to guard the energy around me. And that allows me, Ellie says, got to make your own self happy first. That's exactly right. So by guarding our own energy, protecting our own energy, keeping ourselves in that place of love and gratitude, right? You've all heard me talk about my slinky, unspooling your DNA, staying in that place of love and gratitude, right? And so once we do that, we are stronger to be able to create that bubble of love and kindness and emanate that out to those who are around us. That's the next step, right? To emanate that out to those who are around us. And by doing that, the kids calm down, the dogs calm down, and to be able to create that home life that is happier. So, and calmer, more peaceful. So by having that tap in and keeping ourselves connected to the divine feminine energy, we gain strength, we gain empowerment, we gain that ability to own it, to own our words, to own our energy, to own our space, to say what we need to say in a calm and polite, compassionate way. Okay, maybe sometimes not polite, but doesn't have to be rude. And we can spread that, because it's like a feedback loop. When you say what you need to say in a calm and compassionate way, then you gain strength from it. The other person says whatever they're going to say, and hopefully it's received calmly and compassionately, and the situation is able to be resolved because two groups have come together to be able to say, this is the situation, this is what we need to do, what are your suggestions, and we move forward, right? And by doing that, we are now feeding back into ourselves empowerment of, yeah, I handled that, I did that, we were able to work that out peacefully and compassionately and filled with love and respect. And so then we fill ourselves with that empowerment to be like, oh, look what we did. Isn't that great? What else can we do? So the next time something comes up that we need to handle, we have that to lean back into, because the pineal gland has, that tape recorder has remembered that we did it successfully, calmly, with respect, with love, with gratitude. The pineal gland says, oh, this is what we need to do. The hippocampus, sorry, not the pineal gland, the hippocampus. So says, hello, okay, this is what we need to do. Right, we remember this because we're the tape recorder. We remember how we do this, right? We stay back strong, shoulders down, neck up, and we say what we need to say in a polite and respectful, firm way. Remembering no is a complete sentence. And I don't mean no, I just mean no. No is a complete sentence. We resist the urge to be no, sorry, da 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 da, and give our energy away. We say, no, that doesn't work for me. Here's what does work for me. We don't have to shrink into an apology. We don't have to small our light to appease others. And so as we're in this new moon of the divine feminine energy, and this is the time to address issues in the household and create a more peaceful, harmonious household, these are things that are being brought to me to share with you to help you move through this new moon energy in the most successful way, because maybe some of these things are hitting home for you. Okay, so I hope some of this has made sense. Sometimes they talk through me so fast I don't always remember what it was they had me say. So hopefully this is stuff that works and helps you. Remember that we put our we put our oxygen mask on our own selves first, right? And then we can put our mask on for others. Okay. All right, just as a reminder, I did say I was included in a book called Own Your Awesome. If you would like a copy, even a signed copy, just let me know and I'm happy to send it to you. They're $20 plus shipping. And then we will not be here next Monday because I will be traveling. So there is a fair amount of travel coming up for me in the next several months. So it's like 1 or 2 trips in the month. September has 2 trips. August has 1, and September has 2, October has 1, for what I can think of right now. All right, so let's grab some cards. And, oh, thanks, Janie. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. The trip in August is just me and my husband getting some time away, so I'm looking forward to that. All the other trips are work, but luckily I love what we do. So, all right. So I did want to start with Animal Spirit card today. I felt like as I was getting the cards out, I wanted to get Animal Spirit card because there was so much that was going on. And so this is the Snow Leopard. And the Snow Leopard says, take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. So the Snow Leopard, this is that self-reflection. We've talked about the self-reflection a couple of different times over the last few weeks about going inside and really getting in touch with how we feel about things. And so this, I feel like, comes up as this reminder because we've had this message of self-reflection and, gaining strength by self-connection and connecting ourselves back to the higher powers. We've had this come up a bunch of times. So I feel like that is well timed and just as a good solid reminder that it's important to take time for self. And now let me ask this question before we go further. If you were here last week, we did some work with during Virtue's Daily Guidance with Angels cards, and we've also been using the Colette Baron Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle cards over the last several Thank you for the info. My phone is dying, so we've got to charge. Okay. Hope you'll come back another time. Thanks for joining us. So I want to ask if there is a preference over the angels or the oracle, if there is a preference, because we had picked up these cards and started using them just to kind of see how they felt last week. I think they were pretty well received. So we have the Doreen Virtue Divine Guidance from the Angels, and then we have Colette Baron Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle. So if you all have some preference, you can even just say red or blue. It's actually purple, but red or purple, and just let me know what you all feel like. Jamie is open, which is always a good thing. Every once in a while I like to try and shift up the, change up the card decks, because, we don't like to see the same cards over and over and over again. So I do like to change up the card decks every once in a while. So, all right, so we'll stick with the angel cards because I feel like they came forward last week for a reason. They only got one chance to shine, so let's give them another opportunity. Belinda says open also, so that's always good. Always good. I appreciate that, but I still like to ask. Just saying. Oh, somebody on Mums Get Real says red. All right. Well, we can do that. We can do that. So. All right, so I had already started shuffling the purple, so we'll do a couple with that. We'll come back for individual card readings. I'll make sure to pull that for you. All right, so we're going to do a collective card reading for the group for the week. This is just a general card reading for the week to help. Bo is very excited to help everyone get maybe just to get through the week a little bit easier. Just sometimes helps if we know what's going on in a larger scale. Hey, stop. So on the one hand, he's still new. He's been here since mid-March, end of March. And on the other hand, it feels like he's been here forever. So I know he's still getting used to some stuff. So this is, the first card I pulled is the Law of Attraction. Now these cards, the angel cards, they do not have numbers. So there's not a numerology aspect to these. So this is Law of Attraction. And you've got this beautiful angel standing in the garden. And she is just hugging the leaves and the flowers. And this says, each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends. So invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love and peace and harmony. At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to a higher frequency. Now, I love this because this is literally what we've just been talking about. And this is the thing that I love about the cards, is they listen because they give me what they want us to talk about. And then they listen to the things that we talk about. And then they come and confirm this with a card about making sure that we're keeping our energy in that place of love and compassion. And isn't this pretty? Isn't this so pretty? That we're keeping our energy in this place of love and compassion so that we are able to receive that higher guidance, right? So I love when they give us the cards that say, yeah, we heard you. We're listening. All right. So the next card is Notice the Signs. And we've talked about this, boy, we have talked about this a lot, noticing the signs. And this is beautiful purple card. Look at her. She's like checking out what's going on behind her. Did I step over something? I better go back and pick that up. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. It says, yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and never alone. So this is so important. So as you are, we were talking before about tapping into that divine energy, tapping into that divine feminine energy, and, planting our feet and taking that deep breath. This is them talking to us and saying, we hear that. We're with you. When you stand up for yourself, and when you say what you need to say, and when you are bringing forward what you need to bring forward in that way of love and compassion, we're going to be right beside you to help support you. We got you. Okay, so we are not alone. Absolutely not. We have so much love and support around us. It's our job is to remember to look for the signs or to ask for the sign before we dive in. So if you are feeling like, oh, I got to deal with this situation, I'm not really sure what to do, I'm going to plant myself, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to say, okay, show me that you're with me, guide my steps, guide my words, show me that you're with me, watch what happens. And you may just suddenly feel like a shiver, you may feel like all warm inside. For women of a certain age, sometimes it feels like a hot flash, that I feel like, I'm like, I know that's not a hot flash, but boy, it kind of feels like one. I'm like, it's you all, I know y'all are here. So it's up to us to be able to say, I hear that, I feel that, I see that. Thank you for sharing that with me, because so often we ask for these signs, and then when it shows up, we're like, no, that's a coincidence. It's not a sign. And they go, oh. It does not do us any good when we make our angels make that sound. Oh, don't make your angels do that, because they get frustrated too, and they'll be like, oh, she's not ready. They are not ready to talk to us. They're not listening, and they're going to go along, and they'll be like, we're sitting on the bench till they're ready. Don't put your angels back on the bench. Okay, so this one, oh gosh, I love this. So this is the card that says ground yourself. Ground yourself. Have we not just been talking for 30 minutes about planting your feet, getting connected with Mother Earth energy, with divine feminine energy? And just so that we're clear, I do believe that there is a huge overlap between Mother Earth energy and divine feminine energy. Are they exactly the same? Not necessarily, because Mother Earth is an entity, and divine feminine is not necessarily an entity. It's more of a vibe. There is the great divine feminine mother. A lot of people feel like that's Mother Mary. I don't have an opinion about it. I think they're all the master teachers and the master angels and guides are incredible. But I do feel like there is, and all worth learning about. But I feel like there is with Mother Earth, that's an entity, and the divine feminine energy is more of it's like an outlet that we can plug into. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but to me, that's how I think about it. I want to tap into divine feminine energy, but I get connected with Mother Earth. I don't know if that makes sense. So we have this ground yourself. So we can ground ourselves in divine feminine energy, right? By getting ourselves connected, we can ground ourselves with Mother Earth. We ground ourselves by getting ourselves connected and reconnected into our body. To me, grounding means my feet are on the floor. I'm connected to earth energy. I'm connected to solid energy, and I'm connected to myself. I am not floating around up in the higher chakras going lee, 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 while things are on fire. I am connected to myself. That means I'm present in the moment. I am being mindful. I am here. I am connected to myself. I'm connected to what's going on around me. I am here in the moment. That is being connected to ourselves. That is grounded in self. Then we take that, we ground our feet into Mother Earth, and we ground our crown chakra up into source energy, up into the source of all that is. And so we are connected above as below. Now we are totally supported this way, right? That's where we want to be. So this is ground yourself, and it says when you detach from awareness of your body and the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float around heavenwards, your attention and work are needed again on the earth. We're helping you to balance the spiritual and the material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling and earthly life. So we have this gorgeous, and I love this because look at those flowers. She's walking through the flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? Look how beautiful that is. Okay. Let me grab the red deck because Moms Get Real have asked for the red deck. And we're going to pull some individual cards. Wait. Here's how this works. And I know a lot of you have heard it all before. This is how it works. When we're ready, I'm going to shuffle for a minute here. When we are ready, we are going to, I'm going to say, if you want a card, please put in the comments, a card please. It's not enough to say hi to me. I love that you say hi to me, hi back. I want to say hi to everybody. However, if you want me to be able to come into your energy for my purposes for the purpose of connecting and reading a card for you, have your question in mind. You don't have to share it with the group if you don't want to. Have your question in mind. But it's important that you energetically give me permission, which means you are saying to me, I can come in there. I would like a card reading, please. So please, when it's time, which it almost is, to don't just say hi. Say, yes, please, I would like a card, or any variation on that theme. Okay? Now, go. All right, Jamie, quick on the draw. All right, we've got a card for Jamie. All right, so Jamie, this is let your past go, my friend. Let your past go. This is the burden of carrying your past around has made you so weary, dear one. I can't even hardly see it. I need get my little flashlight. Sorry, okay. The burden of carrying your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love. Leave everything else behind. You don't need it. You don't want it. And it's no longer relevant. Okay? So here we have this beautiful, Jamie, this beautiful card for you with this gorgeous angel. And she is reminding you that forward is the direction you are going. Anything from your past that you need to know about will present itself again going forward in the future. And the only thing that you need to worry about is staying present in the moment and going forward. Because it feels like we've talked about you being on a good path and moving forward for your self and for your goals. So don't let the weight We carry these things of our past like rocks. So don't carry those rocks. Take a moment. And, I love to do this through meditation. I'll go into my pocket and I'll be like, what is this rock? What is this that is I'm holding on to? Because sometimes we're holding on to things we don't even remember that we're holding on to. And so I said, what is this I'm holding on to? And I said, well, do I need that? Do I need to hold on to that? And, I don't need to hold on to that because that person's not in my life anymore or the situation resolved. It's like cleaning out your files. Like we've been doing that recently, cleaning out stuff in the attics. We had tax returns in the attics from 2001. You don't need that. If I ever move, I don't need to take that crap with me. You only need to keep what is relevant to you. You don't need to keep carrying all that stuff around. So take some time to reassess. All right, Belinda. Belinda, I do see Instagram. All right, we're going to do Belinda and Ellen, and then we're going to jump over to Instagram. I see Nan, and I saw Michelle, and I saw Sophia. All right, so we're going to do Belinda and Ellen, and then we're going to go over to Instagram. All right, so Belinda is Law of Attraction, and we just saw this card earlier, Law of Attraction. Okay, so remember to stay in that place of love and gratitude as you are releasing, because it feels like, Belinda, you've got some stuff that you are letting go of also, but as you're releasing those things, send them away with love, okay? We don't have to be like, whew, thank God I got rid of that crap. Not, and we may feel that way, but as we're letting things go, it's really important that we are letting them go with love. So we're saying to whatever that situation is, to be able to say, I'm grateful for that that came into my life for a reason. I learned something from it. Maybe you can take some time to find, to feel what it was that you did learn from whatever that situation is, and to be able to say, I am ready to let this go. So Belinda, we've got to clean up some stuff, because remember, what you are holding on to is also what you're attracting, okay? So as you're cleaning out, which we've seen that advice that come through for a lot, right? Cleaning up the energy this week and into next week as we're into this new moon time. But this is also about preparing ourselves for what's to come. We can't send out the right energy to attract the things that we want to attract in our lives if we're still carrying around all the junk that we had from before. So Belinda, check what is it you're saying to the universe. I saw a video, short of a content creator who was saying, imagine if God said yes to everything that you said. So if you said, oh, I can't do that, and God goes, okay, great. It's the same thing as the hippocampus, right? You say, oh, I'm going to be great at that, and God says, great, got it. It's the same thing. So we want to be very careful and very cognizant of our words and how we're showing up in the world, right? We've spent all of 23 having this as our focus point, right? How are we showing up in the world? How are we connecting? How are we communicating? And that becomes super important as we're looking at the law of attraction, because we want to make sure what is it we're really sending out there. Because if we're saying, oh, I really want more money, what the universe is hearing is you don't have enough money now. So we want to really look at the phraseology and the words and the energy behind them to see, like, I am so grateful for this abundance of wealth. I am so grateful for this influx of cash that I have received already. And so the universe goes, oh, great, send her more. Okay, so we want to be really careful about that stuff. Okay, so we have Belinda, Ellen Jane. Ellen Jane, steady progress, my friend. We acknowledge you for the progress that you've made in remembering love in your daily activities. We can clearly see the contribution that you are making to the world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions of love. Ellen Jane, look at you putting love out into the world. You are on the right track, my friend. You are going forward. You are moving in the direction that is, yeah, I hear that. It's not, I almost wanted to say that makes your heart happy, but what I was really hearing in my ears, Ellen, is soothing your soul. It feels like the direction that you are going is soothing to your soul. That is really important. That's really important. And look how they're going forward, but look how they're not alone. They're absolutely not alone. Some of the cards have had one angel in. This card has multiples, which reminds you that you are not alone, my friend. All right, we're going to jump over. Nan, I see you. And the folks who are in line behind Nan, keeping in mind, I do go in the first come, first served philosophy. So as your comments come in, is the order in which I will do the cards. But keeping in mind, please, that the order that I see the comments might not be the same order that you see the comments. And so if I did not get your name yet, please don't think that I forgot you. We would try so hard to make sure that we get everybody covered. So we're going to jump over to Instagram, we're going to get Ellen, and we're going to get Moms Get Real Coaching, but I don't have a first name on that one, so I'm not sure who that is. But that's okay, because you know who you are. All right. All right, Ellen, here's for you, my friend. Here and now. Okay, so there is something interesting about pulling a card about the here and now for someone who teaches meditation and who is an amazing yoga instructor. And I can say that because I know Ellen. Hi, Katya. To be able to pull this card for Ellen, I gotta feel it for a minute. Because I know what comes through when it's for somebody else. But Ellen, this comes through right side up. And here's what I'm feeling like. As you are sitting in, because you're awesome at being in the moment. You know how to stay and be present in the moment. You know how to be mindful. But I feel like with this, you're missing a piece. That there's a step to go forward that you're missing. It's almost as if you're resisting it. I feel like this. It's, what is it? Plausible deniability. They're trying to give you this sign and this, feeling to expand. There's an expansion in there, but it's almost like you're willfully ignoring it. And so I want to remind you to be in the here and now and to tap into that. And if the sign that you're getting isn't feeling comfortable for you, ask them how to shift it so that it more fits in alignment with where you feel like you're going. Because it feels like you're going this way and they're like, yeah, but we want you to go that way. So no, ouch. Don't, not to comment, ouch. But because it's not like naughty Ellen. That's not what we're saying. But it does feel like you're missing it. And it's almost like you are kind of turning this blind eye. And you're going this way and they're like, if you could just change course a little bit, we have something more for you. And so it is about staying present in the moment, because they want you to be able to pick up on the sign, and at the same time they also want you to be able to, it feels very malleable to me, Ellen. It feels like as you pick up on it that there's a conversation to be had with them to create this something new. It's taking what you have and adjusting it to make it bigger, to allow it to become bigger. Yes, I hear that. To allow it to become bigger, to allow it to become more than what it currently is. So you're not doing something wrong, but they're trying to get you to be like, so here's them. They're going, hello. Okay? So stay in the here and now, but maybe meditate with your eyes open, because I feel like there's something they're trying to show you that they're like, come on, look. And there's something you're missing. All right. So let me know what happens. All right, Katya. And then we're going to come back over to Facebook, and we have a card for Katya that says, go create, my friend, go create. So what is it that has been sitting in your awareness that you also are turning a blind eye to, or that you are not, I love you too, my friend, that you are not letting be birthed? It feels like there's something that's in there that's like stuck right here in the throat chakra. There's something that you are waiting to be birthed, that's waiting for you to pull it out, and that you are like, and they're like, okay, it's right here, let's go, let it out. And so this is go create. This is telling you, can you see the leopard up on the hill? Look at the beautiful calm waters that's out in front of him. And look, you've got the boat, you've got the egg to be birthed with the beautiful face that's inside, and he's perfectly balanced. There's not tension between the little badger and the leopard. No one's trying to eat anybody. Okay, this is about balance and about allowing that expression to come out, because there's healing in this, Katya. And it feels like there's a mentorship or some way that you are able to help other people with allowing this to come out. But it feels like there's been a fear behind it, that you've been like, nope. And you have been having this fear about, will this be well received? And so this is what they're talking about, is that this is absolutely the right time for you to at least birth it. Okay, you don't have to kick it out of the nest. but at least birth it for your own evolution and for your own spiritual growth. And that as you give birth to this voice that's here, that there will be the opportunity for you then to decide for yourself if you want to share it with the world or if this was for your own growth. Okay? But it does feel like there's some piece that's stuck here. And I know that you do coaching just because of the screen name, but it feels like sometimes, you know how they say physician heal thyself, that we're giving the advice to others that we're not taking. And this feels important to you, for you. So I hope that that helps, and I look forward to hearing more about that. Okay, we're going to jump back over to, all right, so we're going to jump back over, and we have Nan. Welcome, Nan. Welcome. Oh, good. I'm so glad that that resonates with you, Katya. Yay! Yay! I look forward to hearing more about it. All right. So we have, all right. So Nan, we have the fates. The fates remind us that we are not alone. The fates remind us that we are loved and supported. Look at all these beautiful little sparkles of angels and light and divine light that's around. And look, she's hugging herself, which is this reminder of getting in touch with our divine feminine energy. So this is a good card, Nan. This is really about, oh, look, hang on, I have to block a spammer. Bye, Tayel. Okay, so Nan, this is about, not just about loving yourself, but it's about trusting yourself as well. So this is about trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, that your instincts are good, they're strong, they're solid, and also because you are not alone. So this is about trusting yourself, trusting your instincts. Okay. All right, so after Nan, we have Michelle Kranz. Okay, so we're going to switch back over to the purple cards for Michelle, and then Sophia. We're going to ask a special information, special presents for Sophia's loved one. Special information. We'll do Michelle. Be honest with yourself. Michelle, be honest with yourself. Where are you going, my friend? Where are you going? Are you going where you want to go? Are you going with what's in your heart? Are you going in the direction of what feeds your soul? Or are you going in the direction that you feel like is the right thing, or what I should do, or what is expected? So where are you going, Michelle? Where are you going? So this says, be honest with yourself. Look into your heart, and you will know the truth of this situation. It's safe to admit the truth to yourself, for we will support and guide you through this any necessary changes. Lean upon us for courage and strength to take good care of yourself. Focus only upon your true desires, and they will come to you upon angels' wings. So Michelle, where are you standing in the gap for others, but not standing in the gap for yourself? All right, Sophia, I'm going to switch over to the other deck, to the red deck, because I feel like I want to get something for Sophia, for her loved one that was unexpectedly taken from her or transition. I know it feels like they're taken from us, but that's not always the truth of that situation. But I want to have a card for Sophia that says regeneration. So now, Sophia, this card also comes in upside down. So I'm going to turn it right side up so you can see it. Regeneration. So this is the card of loss. It's the card of death. It's a card of things have to die to be reborn. Situations have to be like the phoenix. They get burnt to the ground to be able to get regenerated so that we can regenerate. And when you are when this card comes in upside down, we are releasing something to allow it to be reborn, because that change is coming anyway. And so where this puts me with your loved one who was taken from you unexpectedly is that even if you had been there, you would not have been able to do anything to prevent this. This, because this card comes in upside down, this card says this change, this transition was coming anyway, and that there is peace now because we are now transitioned, we're back in the arms of love, and that there will be the opportunity for that soul to be reborn as something new. And I love when that comes in, because the thing about that I find so incredible is we get these things where we feel like our loved ones are gone forever, and for everything that I know about, from being a medium, our loved ones are so not gone. But what's incredible is with patience, and I'm talking like years, okay? Sometimes we meet those souls again in the form of grandchildren or in the form of, I told somebody the other day that their grandchild, who's maybe 5, was going to bring a loved one to them maybe 4 or 5 years from now when the kid was 10 or 11 years old, that the grandmother was going to meet this child at the house, at the play date, at something, pick up from school, and feel something unexplained connection to the grandchild's friend. And what an amazing experience that will be, but that's still a long ways away. And so, Sophia, Jane, what I want to say to you is that your loved one is safe and they are at peace. I feel like they're a little like still like bobbing around, like they're not quite sure where they landed, but that there will be peace. And because this comes in upside down, this regeneration card, this reminds us that the regeneration was coming, that rebirth was coming. There was nothing we were going to do to stop it. That death was coming. There was nothing for us to do to be able to stop it. So for whatever that's worth, I really hope that that can bring you some peace and comfort. And if you would like to work with me, please don't hesitate to message me. I would be happy to set something up for you. Okay, so we will scroll down. And where did we leave off? Mislin! And then Valencia. Mislin and then Valencia. Okay. Trying to hurry along. All right, Miss Lynn, your card is, and I ended up on the red deck again, is between two worlds, between two worlds. So this is you. Also, we had earlier in the conversation today, we were talking about leaving our past behind and not carrying these things with us that we no longer need to carry with us. And so, Miss Lynn, this is this reminder that you are coming into the light. You are leaving the dark part behind. You are coming forward into the light. And look how beautiful your bright colors are, because you're coming into the sun and the beautiful calmness of the water. So the drama is ending. The drama is ending. But I do want to like point you back to the things we were talking about earlier in our time today about standing on your feet and owning your stuff and saying what you need to say, because I feel like that is an important lesson for you, taking out of the darkness with you. So taking your strength with you. Make sure as you're going forward, you are taking your power back. You're taking some time to say, okay, any place where my power was either taken from me, you know, by my willingness or inadvertently or even against my will, or places where I gave my power away, I want to call all that back to me. So I am calling all my power back to me, and you can even visualize all these little bits and pieces coming back to you and bringing myself back to myself so that I am going forward in strength and in love. Okay, so that is yeah, I love the duality on that one too. Okay, so that is for Ms. Lynn. All right, so we have now Valencia. Valencia. All right, so Valencia. Ooh, all that glitters, but this comes in upside down. So all that glitters, right? We love this card because it's like, ooh, shiny, shiny. Except we want to make sure that we are really looking closely, Valencia, for those things that might be too good to be true. So Valencia, use your guts. Use that connection to feminine divine energy, right? Use that connection to your intuition and to your solar plexus and your sacral chakra. And Valencia, really take a look and feel, how does this feel for you? Is this the right move for me? Because it feels shiny, shiny, but it might not be the right move for you because it's coming in upside down. So when this card comes in upside down, it's like looking at, like, is it a mirage? What is hiding underneath? What am I missing? What am I not? What is not showing itself on the surface here? So I'll turn right side up so you can see it. What do I need to look a little closer with that? Okay, so good. Okay. Oh, Nan, I'm so glad that that resonates for you. Yay, that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, Julia, you're next. So we have Julia and then Kelly, and then Julia and Kelly. Did we just do Julia? We just did Julia, right? We did Julia, Kelly. Okay, excellent, Valencia. Yay. Okay, Kelly and Mimi. All right, and then we're going to have to cut it off at that point because we're already at 5:30 here in the East Coast. So, all right, Mimi and Kelly. All right, so Mimi, 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 and then Kelly. Okay, Mimi. Oh, I'm sending you so much love back. Thank you, Jamie. All right, we'll see you when I get back. Okay, Mimi, 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 and then Kelly. So Mimi, this card is exchanging gifts. I love this card. I love this card because it's so pretty, and you've got a little ballerina, and it's all pink. I love this card. This card's exchanging gifts, Mimi. So this card is about willingly and respectfully and on equal footing giving our gifts, expecting nothing in return. This is a gift of the heart. This is giving of yourself because you choose to, because you want to. This is connecting with others because you want to be a blessing. This is about trusting the universe for reciprocity. Sometimes we give something and we're like, well, what's in it for me? And that's okay, because that's human. That's okay. But this is the opportunity and that place where we give because we want to. This is giving without worrying about reciprocity, because the truth is the law of the universe, the law of reciprocity in the universe is you can give and you will always receive more. You will always receive more. That's the law of reciprocity, right? What is it they say? All you put out into the world comes back to you, 100-fold, right? So this is that reassurance for you, Mimi, that you are safe to give your gifts, whether they're emotional, energetic, tangible, that you are safe to give your gifts. And while there may not be reciprocity that second, that there will be that balance to the universe, and the reciprocity will come back to you in a beautiful, beautiful way. So I love this card because it is all about love. It is coming from the heart. It is giving gifts to people we care about, or whatever that situation is, because we are coming from the place of love and trusting that the universe will make all things work together for good. Okay. All right. So we are going to go to Kelly, and then we're going to have to call it a day with Kelly. I usually pick one card for the collective to just wrap it up. All right, Kelly, the card for you is Chop Wood. But this card also comes in upside down. So Chop Wood is the card about doing your work. Stay in your lane, do your work. Do the things that you know you got to get done. Don't get distracted with solving everybody else's problems, right? But when it comes in upside down, it is that real extra reminder, stay in your lane. Don't be doing everybody else's stuff, okay? We rob people of the experience of soul growth when we are trying to solve everything for them, when we're trying to do everything for them, when we're trying to carry the wood for somebody else. We are not teaching them to fish. We're fishing for them. And so when we are having this reminder, you have your own stuff to do, Kelly. Stay in your lane because it will all work itself out. But we are taking from other people the experience for them to learn and strengthen and grow and evolve. When we do that for themselves, at the same time, when we do that for them, at the same time, we're robbing ourselves from the opportunity to get our stuff done that'll help move us forward on our path. So it's important that we stay in our own lane. So this is Chop Wood, which is a reminder for us to do our own work. Okay, stay in your lane. We don't want necessarily put blinders on. That's not what this card means. But it does say stay in your lane. You may see what's going on with everybody else. We're not trying to ignore it, all of that. But we are staying in our lane. So we see what's going on, but we're also allowing those things to play out. We are not responsible for the lives of other people. We are responsible. Now, okay, if you are the parent of a minor, that is obviously a footnote or an asterisk or something. But for the most part, we want to let other people run their own race. Okay, and especially if you have a tendency, like a lot of us are recovering fixers, we're recovering, to have that reminder that we need to let other people. Sometimes we gotta let other people stumble and fall before we can, be there to walk alongside them as they start to stand back up again. We are not there to stand them back up, but we are there to walk beside them as they learn to stand themselves back up. So it can take a lot of weight when we are feeling like we have to carry everybody else's stuff. Okay. All right. Last card for us for the collective is Treasure Island. And again, it comes in upside down. Treasure Island is this reminder that we have everything needed with us to do all the things, because we have everything that we need. And I love this because it's a turtle and he's got all his house on the back, not only his shell, but he's got all the stuff on there. And so Treasure Island reminds us that we are strong, we are capable, we are, oh, I'm so glad. that we are strong and we are capable and we have everything that we need in order to go forward and to be successful. Oh, what a beautiful way to finish. What a beautiful way to finish. So thank you to all who joined us. If you do want a copy of my book, Own Your Awesome, I am a contributor in this book. Just let me know. It's $20 plus shipping. I will happily sign it for you. And remembering that there is no Monday Live next week, and Thursday next week will be a maybe. We'll see how I am when I get back. For my trip, I am leaving Friday. If you need me before then, please don't hesitate to reach out. We will have meditation, I believe, this Thursday, because my flight is not early morning on Friday. So we will have meditation on Thursday evening, and also remembering that we will shut the comments off on Facebook shortly after we finish here, because we want to make sure we protect you from all the scammers and spammers and people who, love you and feel inclined to reach out to you for friend requests and all of that garbage. So remember, if somebody is sending any of that stuff to you, like, please, darling, I love you, I am so called to you. This is why I'm always saying, if you want me to come into your energy, you have to give me permission. These people are coming into your energy without permission. So for me, there's an ethical boundary just right there. So if people are sending you that comment, especially if you see that comment 10 times, you want to make sure that you are not getting involved in any of that, because these things are the people who are trying to prey on your insecurities to try and take advantage of you. And I don't want to be party to that. So we will cut off the comments so that we are protecting you and your privacy. So I love you all so very much. I am so grateful for the time that you have shared with us today. And I hope you will join us again next week. And I just always remember how very, very much you are loved. Mwah!